My secret friends, boys and girls, silence is a force like no other. It often says more than any words, leaves a deeper mark than any argument, and lingers with those who thought they could disrespect you without consequences. Today, I want to discuss how staying quiet after being mistreated isn't just a sign of your strength, but is now something that haunts them far more than anything you could have said or done. People who disrespect you often look for a reaction. They expect you to get angry, shout, and lose your cool. They thrive on the drama, thinking they've won if they get under your skin. But when you stay silent and refuse to acknowledge their actions, that's when they realize the gravity of what they've done. Your silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's choosing to keep your inner peace instead of wasting your time and energy on someone who doesn't deserve it. It's deciding that you don't need to prove anything to people who don't appreciate your worth. When you stop giving attention to their negativity, when you no longer explain yourself or fight to prove your worth, your silence becomes louder than any words. They expected you to chase after them, to plead for their recognition, and to argue in a way that made them feel important. Instead, you chose to step away. You opted for peace over conflict, self-worth over validation, and that decision is destroying them inside. They can't handle that you're not giving them the reaction they expected. It bothers them to see you moving on while they're stuck with the guilt and memories of their actions. Your silence is like a mirror that reflects their own insecurities, their own mistakes, and their lack of integrity. It makes them face what they did without the shield of an argument to cover it up. Now, they're left with their own thoughts, replaying the moment they crossed the line and wondering why you're not giving them any response. That silence, that refusal to engage, says everything they need to hear. They underestimated you. They believed you needed them, that you would keep trying to win their respect and prove your worth. But your silence shows that you understand your own value, that you don't need to stoop to their level, and that you're strong enough to walk away without looking back. Now, they're starting to realize they pushed away someone who was willing to offer them kindness, patience, and understanding. They're beginning to see that the respect they took for granted is something they missed more than they ever expected. And every time they remember how they treated you, your silence is a constant reminder that they lost someone who left with dignity and grace. Your silence is your victory. It's a message that you don't need to react to disrespect because you're focused on your own growth, peace, and happiness. You've reclaimed your power by refusing to let their actions define your value. And that's what's truly hurting them. Knowing they no longer have control over your emotions, that they no longer play a role in your life, and that their mistreatment didn't break you, it made you stronger. So let your silence be your voice. Let it be the answer that makes them question everything, while you move forward with confidence, knowing you chose to protect your peace above all else. In the end, your silence isn't just your strength. It's your closure, your freedom, and the very thing that haunts them with the memory of what they lost. So let your silence be your voice. Let it be the answer that makes them question everything, while you move forward with confidence, knowing you chose to protect your peace above all else. In the end, your silence isn't just your strength. It's your closure, your freedom, and the very thing that haunts them with the memory of what they lost. No matter how hard they try to ignore it, no matter how many distractions they pile up to cover the emptiness you left behind, the truth is still there. It sneaks in during the quiet moments, lurking in the back of their mind, constantly reminding them of what they let slip away. They left you thinking you'd be miserable, but now they're the ones trapped in misery. Isn't it ironic? They thought they were in control, believed they could walk away from the chaos they caused and leave you to deal with it. Instead, they're stuck in the very mess they created. It clings to them like a shadow they can't shake off. Now, they're suffocating under the lies they once told you, feeling the weight of their own choices. People like them rarely realize what they've done until it's too late, until they're overwhelmed by the consequences of their actions. They thought they could find something better, something easier, that they could just replace you like you were nothing. But now, they're waking up to the reality they've built, a life where you're no longer there to solve their problems, make them feel complete, or give them a sense of purpose. That emptiness, it's consuming them entirely. They notice it every day in the fake smiles of the people around them, in the shallow talks that can't compare to the deep connection they had with you. They thought they could fill that void with someone new, or something different. But all they've done is dig themselves deeper into their own sadness. Nothing and no one can ever replace what you brought into their life. Now they're left with nothing but regret. The regret is strong, a slow, burning realization that they are the ones who truly lost. They believed they were winning when they walked away. They thought they were moving on to bigger and better things. But the truth is, they were just running away from their own issues, their own fears, and their failure to appreciate what they had. Now, it's too late. They're trapped in the mess they created, and there's no going back. What they didn't expect was your strength. They didn't think you'd rise from the ashes they left you in. They never imagined you'd return stronger, wiser, and more resilient. They thought they had broken you, but all they did was set you free. Free from their manipulation, their negativity, and their selfish behavior. Now, while they're drowning in the misery they caused, you're flying high. You've moved forward. You've healed. And them, they're stuck, caught in the same cycle of sadness, regret, and longing for something they can never have again. Here's the truth. You were the best thing that ever happened to them. You were the brightness in their dark days, the calm during their chaos. But they were too blinded by their own selfishness to realize it. Now, they're paying the price. Every passing day, every moment in the life they thought they wanted. They're haunted by what they lost. They're haunted by memories of you. Their choice left you with sadness. But now, it's their turn to live with it. They thought you were replaceable, that they could easily fill the gap you left behind. But real love, genuine connection, isn't something you can fake or substitute. Now they're living with the harsh reality of their decisions, realizing that nobody will ever love them the way you did. That realization is their true punishment. You don't need to wish them harm or plan revenge. Life has a way of balancing things out. Karma finds its way back. They're now understanding the hard way that you can't just walk away from true love without consequences. They're learning that their misery was always bound to happen, Because when you treat others as disposable, life eventually shows you how wrong you were. And now they realize it. They feel it every single day. As for you, you don't need to lift a finger. You've already won. You've moved past the hurt, the betrayal, the heartbreak. You emerged stronger, wiser, more powerful than ever. That's what will haunt them forever. The fact that they left you to struggle. And now they're the ones suffering. They're the ones stuck in misery. Each day, that empty, aching sense of loss only deepens. They thought they could escape the consequences, run from reality. But time is unyielding. It never forgets, never forgives. Every time they wake up and fall asleep, they're confronted by the silence you left behind. No matter how hard they try, they can't replace it. They know deep inside that no one else can take your place. The happiness they expected turned out to be just an illusion. And now, they're trapped in a life that feels like a shadow of what they had with you. They believed they deserved better, wanted more, but ended up with far less. The irony is undeniable. They left because they thought they could find an upgrade, something more thrilling and fulfilling. Instead, they gave up a treasure for a worthless stone. Now, they're left with empty hands and a heart heavy with regret. They finally see that there was never anything better. You were the best they had, and they realized it too late. And that's what eats them up inside. That's what keeps them tossing and turning at night. It's not just about losing you. It's the fact that they're the ones who caused it. They have no one else to blame, no one to accuse, or play the victim. The truth is right there in front of them. They made the choice. They thought life would be better elsewhere, but now they're stuck in a wasteland of their own making, suffocating on the emptiness of it all. When you're always chasing the next best thing, you forget to appreciate what's already there. They failed to value you, didn't cherish your love, loyalty, and sacrifices. Now, they're facing the consequences, sitting in the wreckage of the life they believed they wanted, haunted by the memory of what they threw away. And here's the twist. There's no going back. The past can't be undone. They made their decision, and now they have to live with it. Every day will remind them of the mistake they made, how they traded something genuine for a cheap illusion. As for you, you've moved on, left them to deal with the mess they created. You've risen above, freed from the hold they once had on you. That's your ultimate win. While they're drowning in regret, haunted by their poor choices, you're thriving, wiser and stronger. They'll watch from afar, knowing they'll never get another chance to be part of your life. Their true punishment is knowing they'll never again experience the love and joy you brought into their life. As this reality sinks in, their sadness will only deepen. You were their most precious gift, and they threw it away without a second thought. Now, they'll spend the rest of their days regretting that decision. They may have left you, but they didn't destroy you. They may have walked away, but they didn't win. Now, they're stuck dealing with the chaos they created, trapped in the misery they intended for you. But you're free. Free from their mind games, their deceit, and their manipulation. You've moved on, living life on your own terms, without the weight of their selfishness holding you back. So let them wallow in their regret, feel the consequences of their choices every day. That's the justice you deserve. And believe me, they're feeling it now more than they ever imagined. Until next time, my secret friends.